Hey guys, welcome. My name is Candace Dennis. I'm a full-time educator and an artist, and I am going to introduce you to the number one tool that I use or will be using to guide me through my journey of creative entrepreneurship. So I'm a huge fan of planners. I've used quite a few in the past years. Absolutely loved them, but always found myself slightly tweaking them to just fit my needs. So about 2 years ago, I came across a course that taught me how to create my own. And I thought, why not? Let's do it. So I dove right in, created this absolutely beautiful, awesome planner I'm super proud of. It's my favorite color. It has all the accessories, gold embossing, the gold gilded edges, the double ribbons. I mean, I created and designed the end pages myself. I mean, I love it. So I used it throughout this year, and there was a huge learning curve, so I just dove right in without using something and making the edit. So that's what I'm doing this year. So for 2026, and not trying to fight the tariffs or do a reinvestment without using the tool, I made the edits, I recreated it, and I made it undated. So the new Creative Climb Planner is undated, and it can be downloaded immediately through my website. And you can use it on your iPad and apps like GoodNotes, which I'm going to show you that in just a minute. So I still love the hands-on approach, and I wanted it to feel luxury still. So I ordered this absolutely beautiful leather binder off of Etsy, and I can drop the link for that if you guys are interested. So I'm going to open this up and just show you real quick. So really great quality. Has some little pockets here. My planner, 240 plus pages that I got printed at FedEx. And here's the back cover as well. So I have started using it. It's not completely planned out yet. But one thing I am making sure that I'm doing is using a pencil this year. So I used to like to color code everything, and my workouts were all in orange and all the things. But I've noticed even so far, having it in pencil gives me a lot more flexibility to adjust things and feel like they're not so permanent. So I'm gonna move this to the side. I'm gonna change my camera angle, and we are gonna dive into the digital version so you can see each of the pages. And if you decide to purchase it, I think it's $24.99 on my website. As you work through it, whether you print it out or you're using it digitally, please feel free to send me a personal message, leave a comment, whatever it is, to give me feedback so I can make all the adjustments throughout this year in hopes of putting it back into a beautiful all accessory hard copy version, maybe in 2027, we'll see. So here we go. Okay, before we jump into the digital version, I just wanted to show you something else that you can download on my website if you're interested. I have this insert, which is for birthdays and important dates, so you can see everything all on one page. That's free if you're interested in downloading that separately as well. Something that I use to reference before I plan or as I'm planning each month. So now we are going to dive in, and I'm going to switch over to the digital version so you don't see too much of my personal information. Okay, here is the digital version that is using the app GoodNotes on my iPad, and I'm just going to breeze through this, just showing you what each page looks like. So here we go. This year belongs to. This is how you use the planner. It's got just a little small description of each style of page that's involved in the planner. I'm gonna walk you through it. Growth and profit page. This is just a template to get an overall look of how do you personally want to grow as an artist or small business owner. What are areas you want to grow in, whether it's social media, on YouTube, email, to get a visual profit-wise. What are all the things you want to make? And this is maybe a little bit overkill, a little overwhelm, but it gives you a bunch of ideas of things that you could do. So on the next page, you have a blank template to create your own. The annual planner, one of my favorite things to just get an overall look. So here I go back to that important date and birthday card that I was referencing. I put those things in first. Vacations, you want to put all your family stuff in first. And then you can dive into markets, festivals, other things or events that are business related, for me, work related as well. So you have 2 pages of that. This is something you may or may not use depending on where you're at in your journey. This is based on, like, if you are a full-time artist, this is reading the book, The Art of the Impossible by Stephen Kotler. Great book, great read, definitely suggest it if you plan to use this, so you kind of understand how I created it. And from here, I created my own that was just fit more of my part-time schedule as an artist. So I put my full-time work schedule in here, and then I look for the pockets or windows where I can create art and make things happen as well. So it gives a beautiful guide for me to follow, nothing permanent, again, always done in pencil. Goals and dreams, personal why, my business why. I actually put this in ChatGPT, and based on everything that it's learned about me, and it gave me a beautiful way to write this so I wasn't staring at a blank page, totally lost. So you might want to try that out as well. The Wheel of Life, this is something that you can download separately as well, but it's a good gauge. Like, I used mine in color, I can show you shortly, and it's just a good gauge. It's a good visual of how you're starting your life, and then you can print this out quarterly if you want on my website. It's free, or you can do it again at the end of the year. I will show you really quickly though, the one hiccup that I had in using mine was that I used alcohol markers, and the paper that I used to get this printed, so you can see here, the paper that I used, it bled through. So I had to start my income tracker on the next page. So just careful of that, or use a higher quality paper at FedEx if you print it out. Next up, let's see, are your income tracker pages. I think I have like 6 of those, and that's gonna lead into your expense tracker. From there, habit tracker, I'll show you that as well, of my personal one. I don't mind, you can make fun of me later. So, and how you're gonna celebrate the wins. Last year, I think I had this all on one page, and it was a little too crammed. So I also love this fact that of how am I gonna celebrate the wins if I do all these things. It's all done in pencil. Notes and quotes, I've actually kind of already made a little small adjustment for me, possibly. Here, let's dive in. Okay, so here is my personal habit tracker. These are the habits that I'm tracking. My January 1st was my rest and reset day. Yesterday, this is what it looked like. I didn't do a couple of things, only drank about 40 ounces of water, but overall, I felt really good about yesterday, so I gave myself an 8. This is something I picked up from Brendan Burchard with Growth Day, is scoring your day every day. So instead of notes and quotes, I thought this might be a good space, and I can still do that, but I thought this also might be a good space for writing little things of gratitude and grace, or big things that you kind of overcame within doing all these creative habits. So yesterday I created my first vlog on YouTube. For my wins, I will watch TV. I'm trying not to kind of get rid of some vices so I can fill it with time to do these things. Most of these things could seem like overwhelm. However, some of those take a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And so I can knock out a handful pretty quickly. I am doing dry January, so I will also have a glass of champagne February 1st to celebrate all my wins. Jumping into the weekly look, I don't mind sharing this one. You're going to see a little bit of personal information, but this is what mine looks like. What's my monthly focus? What are the steps to get it done? Everything's done in pencil. This gives me a little bit of a guide of a checklist, or am I putting things in place? And if I don't write this blog today, oh well, it doesn't get done. I'm gonna erase it and I'm gonna move it somewhere else rather than just put a line through it and forget about it. So I've already done that a couple of times, so I'm very happy to be using a pencil this year. And it also still looks pretty. So jumping in, I like to also use a highlighter, and it's pretty great. I'm not going through my pages. My errands, gotta get my oil changed, tires rotated, all the things. what I need to do. And then you have your weekly view. I guess I'll just show you the rest of this hard copy. It's a blank version of what that looks like. Habit tracker. And then, let me backtrack. You're gonna have these monthly reflection pages. So at the end of every month, this is a really good guide to go back to your growth and profit. Like, how are you growing? Not that this is important with number of followers, but you do need to measure your success and measure your growth. So I put this here to kind of see what I'm doing each month. At first I was like, hey, let's try to make $10,000 in 1 month. But then that was immediate overwhelm. And so I backtracked and thought, I just want to make a lot of art, and I want to do it joyfully and gently, and I want to put God first, and I want to do it intentionally. So yeah, this is the tool that I'm going to use to guide me through this beautiful year. There is a 6-month mid-year reflection somewhere in here. Then there is an end-of-year reflection. This is why I had tears at the end of this current year, because I couldn't really answer any of these. So I'm hoping that that changes and I'll be able to answer some of these things instead of saying, hey, I did a whole lot of nothing. So creative action for the year, I've already kind of started this. Here's another wheel of life. And then you get all these, I think I changed the gridded page already actually, and I just did the dotted pages. So that is a wrap on the Undated Creative Climb Planner. All right, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and please join me on this journey. Go ahead to my website, download your copy. Feel free to give me any edits or recommendations. Either leave a comment here on YouTube, or you can find me on Instagram at The Creative Climb.